Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the PivotBoss pre-market video for Tuesday, October 18th, 2022. I am Frank Ochoa, aka PivotBoss. Here's a look at the daily time frame of the ES. In the previous session here, we had a violent turnaround here from the Friday sell-off, a big time turnaround that it initially began on a failure to push below the previous session's low. Quickly, this thing found itself back above the previous session's midpoint and held those gains. In our trading room yesterday, we mentioned that today could be the beginning, or yesterday could have been the beginning of a surprise rally to come. We had this very strong lower low rejection, a bullish divergence on those lows, but a hard shakeout leg on Friday, followed by a violent turnaround to begin the new week here, suggests that we could have shaked out enough here to get things going to the upside. This move is now the move that likely takes us back toward the FOMC key level above at 39.02 from September 21st, which is a naked level there. So to get a lower low failure, you likely push back to this previous pivot high and through it into that 39.02. So we still have some upside here ahead on a swing basis. For today, you're looking at somewhere between 100% of ADR to about 125%, but somewhere between the 5 and 10 period averages, so about 105 to 115 points of range today could be in play. Right now we're at 69.75, so we still have some upside that could be seen ahead. If we take a look at the NQ, right now this one's also showing strength. Again, a lower low rejection here, very strong, powerful rejection, but Friday, major failed new high turnaround, closed below the rejection day midpoint, which usually breaks a bullish rejection and you head to the low 9 times out of 10. So to see it close below that low, then turn around so heavily on a Monday, that's enough of a shakeout again to likely push price back to the prior pivot high, which is right here at 11,750. And then likely into that naked FOMC key level above. That's that 921 level at around 12,060. So we could be looking at about a 12K move up ahead. Right now we're trading 11,395. Any pullbacks today could be bought for a continuation higher. Today's ADR estimate looking at about 400 to 425 points of range. If we take a look here at crude oil. Crude oil right here, giving up the 86 level. A lot of big time levels here at this zone. You have the previous year's high here, about 85s. You got the 86 market structure edge. You got the 87.22 FOMC key level from January 26th. And price has tried to hold those levels, but has eaten through those zones. And again, while this market looked like it had a pretty decent move higher going, and the potential for a higher low was developing here, the overall downtrend continues to remain intact, and we see this thing rolling back down. So right now, again, this is going to be a big time zone here. Does price continue to stay below 86s? If so, we could be looking at a retest of lows down below and into that 75 target that we've talked about. A failed new high could get things going to the downside as well. So failure to get back above 86s will open up a continuation down back toward prior lows. If this thing can find a way to pop back above 86s with a good rejection here, maybe we rally here, but that would be out of character for the current trend that we've seen since June. If we take a look at Bitcoin, Bitcoin's a little higher right now, about 0.75%. This one knocking on the door to 18K. Never quite breaking it to the downside, instead a bit of a rejection and a bounce back up. This thing compressing here and continues to show an ability to hold above the 18K level, but not an ability to actually rally away from that zone, which again, to me, at some point puts us at a point here where we either have to rally back up within the existing range, or you're going to see price break and expand to the downside. So something's coming very soon here. 18K to the downside. Previous month's midpoint, about 20,500 to the upside. Looking at ETH futures, this one's up just over 0.5%. It continues to chop around the 1300 level, which was a significant CLV in the charts. we still have a downtrend that's been in play with lower lows and lower highs. This recent rejection here on a failure to break out of this range kind of push price back up to these highs or back up within the range, but we're still chopping around 1300 with a downward bias. At some point here, again, a breakout from this narrow range, whether it's above 1400 or below 1200, sparks the next 200 to 300 point move. All right, that is it for now. We'll see how this plays out heading into the rest of the session. Good luck, trade well, and I'll see you in the trading room. Take care.